it has been raining quite well, and this is the time for India, especially for the farmers of India, to be very active. We have been dealing with the chapter agriculture, and today we shall be discussing about the cash crops. One of the most famous cash crops of India is sugarcane. Now, dear children, from now, since hence the chapters, the topics that we'll be discussing, they are purely informative. Very little is there to understand. So you get the infos, you get the informations. The more you know, better you are equipped with knowledge of agriculture. So to get into the topic straight away, let us go. So today's topic is obviously the agriculture in India, the cash crops, and first we should know the significance or the importance of cash crops. Significance of cash crops. Now, these crops provide raw materials for several industries. They earn valuable foreign exchange. They support and improve farmers' living conditions. Thousands of farmers in India, thousands of them, they are living on these cash crops, means after cultivating, selling in the market, they are earning their livelihood. They also improve the farming practices. And remember, because it has got related some relation with the money, so the government takes lots of initiative to go for plenty of studies and research on these kind of crops. So our topic today of the first cash crops of India, the most famous one is sugar cane. It's a tropical or semi-tropical crop of grass family. Remember the sugar cane is a grass family. It is actually a long grass, sweet grass. Its stalk has nodes and internodes. When we come to the peak, we shall show you what is called node, what is called internodes. It can grow up till a height of 2 to 3.5 meters. That means if you get inside the so-called sugar cane, in between sugar cane, you'll be completely hidden. India is the second largest sugar producing country after Brazil. Brazil is the first in the world, and it is the main sugar of the the uses of sugar. Out of sugar cane we get gur, khandarsi, and obviously sugar. From sugar cane we get sugar. Now you see, this is the very common picture of the sugar cane. You see them being sold in the market, especially during the Chhat time. Now we are talking about the nodes and the internodes. You can see these are nodes, okay, and the between two nodes they call internodes. So you have sugar cane juice, okay, here in this part, and some of you, those who have the habit of taking the sugar cane juice from the market, okay, so you get it. So this is the picture of our sugar cane. Now we shall proceed uh, further. The conditions of the conditions that are required for sugar cane. Now in the conditions, three things you should always remember: the climate, the rainfall, and the soil. Although it is elaborately explained here, but you can just remember the key words like the temperature, exact temperature means more or less, rainfall, and particular soil in which the sugarcane grows well. So climate means here the temperature is between 20 to 30 degrees Celsius. Very high and very low temperature is harmful, and forest is always injurious. It needs a long growing season of about 10 months, almost a year. Rainfall should be very good if it is between 75 centimeter to 150 centimeter. By the way, it grows well in the irrigated areas, so it doesn't really grow well under the monsoon season, but with the irrigated water it grows rather well. Heavy rainfall is harmful as it may dilute the sucrose content of the cane. Remember, the sucrose content is the juice that is there inside the sugar cane, which is later made, from which the sugar is made. Soil, uh, it grows in the deep soil. Deep soil means well drained and rich loamy soil. Acidic and alkaline soil is harmful for sugar. The alluvial clayey soil for the northern plain, and obviously the black soil of the Deccan Plateau is ideal for sugar cane growth. Now, the black soil area of the Deccan Plateau is known as the sugar bowl of India. There are other needs also, like cheap and abundant labor is necessary for the good growth of sugarcane. Lots of manual work is required in the sugarcane field. Good network of transport system, because after the sugarcane is harvested, it is then taken to the sugar mill. So therefore, a good network of transport system, and it has to be done quite fast, otherwise the sucrose in the sugarcane after it is being cut off can dry up, so that's a loss. So transport system should be good and should be a basic requirement. This is the sugarcane field. You can see the green sugar. Okay, so, and you see how nice it is looking. There are nodes and internodes, etc., etc. Now we shall be discussing about the methods of cultivation. Methods of cultivation. Now, sugarcane can be grown by means of seeds. However, this is a very outdated method now. Now, there are two main methods which are practiced for the cultivation of sugarcane. One is called the set method. The other one is called ratoon or called ratooning. Ratoon or ratooning. The set method, what it is, please understand this time. Set method and ratoon method. These are the two methods under which, or in which, by using these methods, sugarcane is cultivated. What is set method? See the picture again. You see these plants have got nodes and internodes. So in the set method, what actually happened, if you can say from here, in the set method, what actually happened, it is cut in such a way that one node is present in between. Okay, it is cut in such a way no one is present. Otherwise, two nodes is very good. That means one node will go inside the field or mud soil, and the other node will remain outside the soil. From this node, the new roots will come up, and obviously it is called again alive, and from this node the new shoots will come up. That's why the cutting into pieces where nodes are present and then planting into soil from where the new shoots come up, that kind of method is known as the set method. So let us read what is exactly the set method is. Set method is, it's a healthy sugarcane is cut into several pieces at the joints called nodes. These type of cuttings are known as sets. Sets. See the spelling? S-E-T-T. Sets. The sets are planted horizontally in the furrows which is plowed before the new shoots begin to grow uh, in 2 weeks. Now, retuning method. Now, for retuning method, you have to understand this. See this picture. See this picture. For retuning method, you understand this. You can see the sugar cane plants. Now, sugar cane plant is harvested. When it is harvested, it is harvested from the bottom. No, from the bottom. Bigger the stalk, larger the stalk, more the sucrose, and more the profit. Now what happened when they harvest or cut, suppose they cut each one, when they cut the sugarcane plant, they cut it in such a way that from the soil till 1 or 2 feet, maybe 1 foot is still high, they leave it so that there is 1 or 2 knots are still remaining, or joints are still remaining in the cut off sugarcane plant. Then what happens? The sugarcane is cut off. The most of the 95, say 95, 96, even 98% of the sugarcane is cut off, but only remaining part is which is down, which is still attached with the soil, with the roots, and only 1 or 2 knots or joints are there. From the nodes or sorry, not nodes, from the nodes or joints, again new shoots will come up. So this way, without doing any second attempt of doing any cultivation, it is just harvesting, the sugar can start again growing. So it is a second time growth of the sugar cane without having invested any type of second type of cultivation. So what is actually the retuning method? In this method, the sugarcane is cut in such a way that a little portion of the sugarcane remains intact along with a joint or two, one joint or two joint. One joint, okay, few shoots, two joints, few more shoots. Now new shoots begin to grow from these joints. This process is known as retune or retuning method. Retune crop is second crop or the succession crop. So comparatively the yield is of low quantity, because you should know, because the new shoots, new plants give more crops. Now what are the advantages of retuning or retune crop? First of all, retune crops grow faster than ordinary crops. Secondly, it is cheaper to grow as fields are not needed to prepare, or second time cultivation process is absolutely not required. It just remains there and harvested, and second crops again begins without doing anything. So investment for preparing the ground for planting the sugar cane is not required. So it is cheaper. It requires less labor too. Now, are there any disadvantages of this retuning? Sorry, it is the spelling mistake. It's not rationing. It is retuning. Okay, it is retuning. Correct it. It is not rationing. Obviously, it is retuning. Okay. Now, disadvantages of retuning or retune method. These retuning methods yields thinner canes with less sugar content, means sucrose will be less, having the risk of getting damaged by pests and insects. Normally, in the second time when the sugar cane grows, a lot of pests and insects infest them. Transportation. Now sugarcane must be transported to the sugar mills at the earliest, as the sucrose content may dry up fast. So this is why there is a question that we ask, why is the most of the sugar mills are located near the fields? This is the reason, because the sugar cane, the content, sucrose content in the sugar cane may dry up fast. So that's why in order to transport it from the sugarcane field or fields to the mill, the transport has to be faster, or the sugar mills should be located near the fields. Now, what are the products of the sugar cane? The most important sugarcane product is obviously sugar. Then we say gur and it's called khandasari. Now khandasari, I don't know, in North India is not so famous, but in the South India or some other parts of India is famous for us sugar and gur that we know about. Now together with sugar, gur and khandasari, there are three byproducts which are also quite popular to know and study about this. And quite often it comes in the exam also. They ask what is called molasses, then bagasse and press mud. These are the byproducts of sugar. Now what is called molasses? Molasses is a dark brown syrup, liquid part that drains down during the manufacture of sugar. It is used to produce alcohol and fertilizers. Bagasse, the solid crushed part of the plants. So if molasses is the liquid residue, then bagasse is the solid residue, crushed part of the plants. After the juice is extracted, it is used to make paper, fiber, kind of cardboard and synthetic fiber. Press mud, it is the residue at the bottom. It is used to make wax, shoe polish, shoe polish from sugarcane. How sweet, and carbon paper. I know students, it is becoming very dry. This is very dry. There is no in between explanations, but still straight away we get the lots of information. Now we have to just know about the areas in India where the sugarcane is cultivated. Uttar Pradesh in India, the state is the largest producer of sugarcane. The other states are called Bihar, Punjab, Haryana of the northern India, and Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh of southern India. Now sugarcane belts, apart from knowing them in the state wise, there are called belts, means the regions, particularly the Satluj and Ganga plain. In the north, the black soil of Deccan Plateau, which is known as the sugar bowl of India, and the coastal regions of Andhra Pradesh and Krishna Valley, that is in Tamil Nadu. Now, what are the conditions that are conducive for sugar to grow in the north? The sugar can grow very well in the north. Why? What are the reasons? Because the alluvial soil of northern India or the tributaries of Ganga is very fertile. In the North India, the suitable temperature for sugarcane growth 20 degree to 30 degrees Celsius, good amount of rain, sufficient rain ranging from 120 to 150 centimeter, an excellent irrigation network, because in North India we have got plenty of canals and tube wells. Now we often ask you a question, why sugarcane cultivation, in spite of having so much good condition in the north, now getting concentrated mainly in the south? Okay, why? Now these are the following reasons. Please remember some of them. First of all, in the South India, the climatic conditions are also ideal. One very important point is that although North India has got very favorable conditions for sugarcane to grow, but there is a disadvantage. In North India, we have got the loo, the hot wind, which really is a danger to the sugarcane, especially during the harvest time, because it dries up the sucrose very fast. So loo is a danger which is not there in the South India. Long crushing seasons are beneficial, and modern methods and techniques of cultivation are used in southern part of India. And obviously the black soil is very conducive for the sugarcane growth, and there is a hybrid sugar cane called the Coimbatore cane is very promising due to its high sucrose content. Now, there are some problems of sugarcane cultivation in India. Children, please remember point wise I have been is called discussing with you. These are the headings like problems of sugarcane cultivation. Then we have got why is sugarcane cultivation getting concentrated in the south, why sugarcane grow very well in north. So you can understand that this is the way the question also we can guess what are the questions are there. Now we are discussing about the problems of sugarcane cultivation in India. Now, due to the erratic nature of rainfall, that means the rainfall is not constant. Sometimes more, sometimes less. In some part it rains, some part it doesn't rain. Okay, so that erratic, it is very, it's called not very, it is called constant. Okay, so sugarcane cultivation is dependent on irrigation, which is not adequate in India. Irrigation system in India still have to develop. The farms are far away from the factories. Most of the farms are small because our farmers are not still not big farmers, not rich people are doing farming. The cost of transport is quite high in India. Sugarcane is soil exhausting crop, means once the sugarcane is cultivated, the soil becomes exhausted. So it requires a large amount of manures or chemical fertilizers, which is difficult for some of the farmers who are quite poor. So the yield or the harvest becomes in low quantity. India does not have high quality of sugarcane hybrid. We just talked about the Coimbatore cane hybrid, but apart from this sugarcane hybrid, we doesn't. Our sugarcane species or say plants are quite of low quality. If this is the problem, are there any remedies? Well, the government of India has set up many fertilizer plants so that it can be easily and quite in cheap rate can be supplied to the farmers. HYV, you have heard this term from your biology, in the biology. High yielding varieties. So this HYV seeds as well as pesticides are made available to the farmers at a subsidized rate. That means the price of these things, seeds and fertilizers or pesticides are given in the little low price. Cooperative societies or cooperative banks are also established to help the farmers, to give them loan or some kind of monetary help to ensure the farmers the loan facilities. The multi-purpose projects have been built to supply adequate water or irrigation. Many sugarcane research institutes, universities, colleges, okay, study centers are established to work on the both quantity as well as quality of sugarcane production. So with this we come to the understanding or end of not an end of understanding, the end of particular section of your cash crop chapter. This is a sugarcane. Hope it has helped you. Dear children, if you have got any queries, please put your queries in the comment box. You please ask us. We are always there to help you out. Now time is passing, so please get ready. You must get ready for your exam now. When will happen, how will happen, we still don't know, but obviously exam will happen. So all the best, stay safe, stay well.